Le, and I am from this club, Jurong Green Toastmaster English Club. A big welcome for everyone to took your time to join our meeting today on time. And before we start, right, I would like to introduce some of the pointers for our Zoom meeting. Please choose the mute option unless it's your turn to speak. And please always share your video if the meeting has started so that the speaker can see your face, so everybody can see each other. And during the table topic session, you may use the raise hand button in the chat line to indicate that you want to participate, and you will be queued to speak when it's your turn. And then if you want to chat with only one person, you may use the chat button and message him privately. And feel free to chat with using everybody during the meeting time. After the speaker finish their speech, you can show your support by waving the both hands at your side of your face, or you may use the happy face below your screen. So voting link will be sent in the chat. Result will be announced. Do look out for it, and results will be announced before the end of the meeting. And now I will take this opportunity to start our ice-breaking session. Let us introduce ourselves. Tell us your name and which club you are from, or if you are a guest tonight, and tell us how you feel about this session. You know, your first time joining us. And so tonight the theme is growing up. Let me be the first to get it rolling. Again, my name is Le, and I'm a member of this club. Okay. Growing up, for me, I feel that growing up means I have to face, or everybody, we have to face many challenges in our life, a lot of things at the workplace, our study, and relationship with people, finance, all those things, so many issues. But it's good to grow up, I feel, so that it made me become more mature and I'm more ready to face the world. So yeah, shall we begin with the next speaker? And why not Jason, the club president? Let's start with you first. And then after that, please nominate to the next speaker.
Okay, thank you, Eunice. Hi, I think everybody should know who I am. I'm Jason from Jurong Green. And growing up, I would say that I can't grow anymore because it's really fixed at 1.72 centimeters and 75 kg. Yep. I shall pass to Jin.
Evaluator 1 for tonight. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jen, and I'm the evaluator 1 for tonight. Growing up to me is also not just a physical act, but also an emotional and mental one. So being able to place ourselves in the position of others is part of growing up. Thank you. Choi?
Yeah, I was busy renaming. Growing up to me is something that over here it could be mean really physically or mentally or intellectually, but over here we can also think about whether we growing up as like we are become a better person, we enrich ourselves and we become better in some way. So we can think this way. Yeah. So I will arrow Jeffrey.
Hey, good evening. I'm Jeffrey Brown from this club. I also will be a speaker tonight. Nice to meet everyone. For me, growing up is, I guess, something that I'm getting to do twice. I think a lot of parents probably feel the same way, as you have your kids kind of sprout before your eyes. All the things that I'm sure I frustrated my parents and tortured them with are now things that they get to do back to me. So I get the pleasure of growing up again. Thank you, and I'll pass over to Owen.
Hi everyone, my name is Owen. I'm from this club as well. I think I'm blessed with the typical Asian genes of not growing old. I don't look like I actually grow old. I think I look similar to this photo over here. Or is it this side? Yes, I think I like this phrase that says growing up is mandatory, but growing old is mandatory, but growing up is optional. Okay, pass the time to our speaker, Chad.
Thank you. Growing up, when we're children, we can't wait. We want to grow up. When we're older, we kind of look back and say, what happened? You know, growing up is all about the experiences. So I really hope to never truly grow up. I would want to continually enjoy the experiences and grow. I'd like to pass it to John.
Thank you, Chad. Unlike Chad, I'm old. So for me, it's no more growing up, it's growing old. This year, I'm officially a senior citizen. But to me, age is just a number. So what if I'm 60? I got 60 more years to go. So it's all in the mind, ladies and gentlemen. Age is just a number. So yes, each time I attend Toastmasters meeting, especially in this club, I look forward to learning from all of you. And we will learn together, we grow together. And that's the beauty of Toastmaster. Thank you. Can I have, is Petra Choradol here?
Yes, sir.
This is Miss Prapara Choradol.
Hi.
Hi.
Is this a table topic session?
No, this is an introduction session, Petra.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay. So I see that your theme is late bloomer something.
It's growing up.
Growing up.
Growing up. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You want to share some more, or you want to say pick another person to speak about this topic? Petra? Or maybe we can get Shanshan to share?
I didn't know that I was invited to share something.
It's okay. Yeah.
Am I invited? Okay, I am Petra from Thailand. And
welcome.
I'm a member of a few. Sorry. Sorry. Is that John Shear?
Yes, that's right. I invited you to introduce yourself, Petra.
John, is this
Hi.
John Shear that I met in Thailand?
That's right.
No. No. John, remember
Hi.
20 years ago?
Yes, I remember, Petra.
Gosh, are you a member of this club?
No, I'm a member of another club. I've been invited to come to this club.
Oh, wow. Okay. And what club are you a member of?
I'm from Breakthrough, Petra.
Sorry?
Breakthrough Toastmasters.
Breakthrough, just like us.
Mm.
Wow, it's wonderful to
thank
see you.
you.
It's wonderful to see you.
I think
Yeah.
we need to
Thanks.
call Yusuf Chandra, maybe want to introduce himself. Yusuf, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
Yes.
please introduce yourself.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Yusuf Chandra. I come from Bandung in Indonesia. And I've been invited to come here from the groups of Elisa, I think, invited me, right, Elisa? Did you put the invitation there? Yeah, I think so. Elisa invited me. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you all.
Can you please call someone, Yusuf?
Yes.
Can you please pass the baton to someone? I mean, can you share somebody's in this room?
Oh,
Yeah, correct.
wait a minute. I'll try to see whether there are my friends here.
I think I see Thomas. Thomas.
Oh yeah, sure.
Hi everyone, my name is Thomas from the Pasir Ris Toastmasters Club. Growing up to me is getting pregnant because the older I get, the rounder I seem to be. So that is what I feel growing up to me is. Can I have Karina?
Good morning, and I think good evening for everyone there. My name is Karina Perez. I am from a club in Connecticut, US, where Chad is as well. And growing up for me, it's fabulous. I want to say it memories during your whole life, starting as you are a child and until you don't know, right? So it's a really, really good theme. Thank you for showing, and happy Children's Day for everyone today. I have to choose somebody, right?
I think, thank you, Karina. I think time is up, and hence, I thank you everyone for your participation. So, I would like now to pass it to our Toastmaster of this evening, Choi.
Hello. Thank you, our beautiful SAA Presentation Mastery Level 1 Toastmaster Eunice for doing the warm-up session. Let us give her a round of applause for doing such an amazing job as our SAA tonight. Well done. This is her first try. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Eunice. Before we start our TMD session, I shall invite our language evaluator. In language evaluator, are you ready to start to share with us your word of the day? Distinguished Toastmaster John Shi. Thank you.
Thank you, Joey. My surname is pronounced as C, so it's John C because I like to see all of you. I shall share screen and I'll share with you the word of the evening. The word of the evening is an adjective, and on the count of 3, I'd like to introduce all of you. I'd like to invite all of you to help me pronounce the word. 1, 2, 3, go.
Unremitting. Am I right?
Okay,
Unremitting.
only
Unremitting.
okay, only 3 persons. Can we all do it together? 1, 2, 3, go.
Unremitting.
Unremitting.
I like it. The syllable is stressed on the third. The stress is on the third syllable. So it's unremitting. Unremitting. The meaning of unremitting is never relaxing or slackening, ceaseless, incessant, non-stop, perpetual, relentless, or unabated. So if you cannot stop a person, he or she is unremitting. Let me give you an example. As the language evaluator, I'm going to inject unremitting effort in listening to all your spectacular speeches. As the language evaluator, I'm going to inject unremitting effort in listening to all your spectacular speeches. So please bring it on. Thank you. Toastmaster of the evening, Chowi, please.
Thank you, John C. Give me a minute. So you all have the word unremitting. Did I spell it?
I hear you.
Sorry, John C. Did I spell it correctly, the word of the day?
Absolutely correct.
Okay, thank you very much. Before You start your speech. Remember that you have to use word of the day, all right? And then the language evaluator, John C, will start counting how many that we use. Whether have prize or not, you have to ask him. Okay, a great, fantastic evening, Friday evening to our charming Mr. President, Toastmaster Jason, our beloved Toastmasters members and distinguished guests. Welcome to Jurong Green English Toastmaster Club. Yay! Can I see clap hands? Thank you very much. If you have not switched on your video, please switch on now because I want to see your beautiful, handsome face. I am Chowi. I'm honored to be your Toastmaster of the evening. Some ground rules, just to a reminder. I know our SAA have done that. Remember to stay muted unless you are the speaker, and try to switch on your video so that you are able to support our speakers and they are able to see your facial expressions while they are speaking. And after they speak, right, maybe you can also wave your hands or doing the clapping or the emojis. To avoid unnecessary feedback or noise, try to only unmute if it's your turn to speak. Tonight, our program is divided into 4 segments. Our first segment is a special speaker segment. Second segment is our member speech project segment. Third is our evaluation segment, followed by a segment where everybody is welcome to participate. Our impromptu speech segment, we will know as table topics. And our VP, if you have not sent the program sheet, maybe you can send it to the Zoom chat now. Before I start with all the segment, the very important person have to start the opening message to us first. He is our charming President, Jason C. Let's welcome.
Thank you, Toastmaster today. I cannot speak already after you. Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Jason again from Jurong Green. Why do we join contests? What does it benefit us? How do we gain from this experience? As far as I'm concerned, I have joined several contests in my Toastmaster journey. I have only managed the area level contest. And that is not good enough. I could have done better. If today, Toastmasters have pool dancing contests, I would have won single-handed. So as to say, we have all won single-handed. So why do we join contests? Contests give us the challenges to limit our potentials within our capacities. It brings out the best within us, just like a diamond shines when it has been exposed. Contests also taught us not to break down under pressure. If we want to benefit in our public speaking skills in the long run. And I strongly believe we will be well benefited in our professional life. Long story cut short, especially to the contestants who will be competing for tomorrow divisions level. Our club, Jurong Green English Toastmaster Club, is so proud of your achievement. And I believe you are proud of yourself too. Some of you have already reached divisions level, and some of you have already reached district levels. Let us keep believing ourselves. Let us keep going. Let us keep challenging ourselves within our capacities. I believe we will reach our destiny. I'd like to end with a call to action, just like doing an evaluation. The message is regardless the end result. Without a fight, you have already lost the battle. And with a fight, you have already won yourself. And I encourage you to do your best in your division level contest tomorrow. All the best to you. And you can do it. Push. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Let us give him a round of applause for such an inspiring speech. Contestant, 加油! Well, in all meetings, appointment holders, they are very important. Yes, we have our hardworking Zone Master and Postmaster, our famous Golden Boy, Engaging Humor Level 5, also Area B2 Director Owen, who will take care of the technical aspect of our meeting today. Thank you very much, Owen. And our SAA, we have just introduced our beautiful presentation mastery level 1 Toastmaster Eunice, and not forgetting the person who will keep track of the speaking time, our timer. She's holding the most pathway titles, Engaging Humor 5, Motivation Strategy 4, Dynamic Level 3, and also holding Area Director role for Division A. And she is Eliza, Toastmaster Eliza. Last but not least, our past District D Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Li Shanshan. She will help us to keep track all the pause fillers used by our speakers, such as okay, all right, actually. So beware, speakers. Let us give a round of applause for all our appointment holders who will assist us running our today's program. Thank you very much. Are you all ready for our first segment?
Yes, I'm ready.
Thank you very much. So our first segment is our special speaker. In this session, Jurong Green English Toastmaster Club is proud to present our special, powerful, and energetic speaker with us today. Timer, are you ready to check whether he needs the timing?
Yes, all set. So
Okay.
Jack, your time is for 30 minutes. I will give you 20 minutes green, 25 minutes yellow, and red for 30. Then followed by question and answer after that. Okay? Thank you.
Please allow me to give him a proper introduction before he begins his presentation. He is the president of Park City Toastmaster, a financial services executive, a keynote speaker, and the author of Late Bloomer, It's Not Too Late to Succeed, and coaches business people. He holds a master's degree in economics. He also a martial artist with black belts, so don't play in 2 non-traditional styles, and is currently studying Goju Ryu. His speech title is Avoid the Traps and Get Your Rewards. Avoid the traps and get your rewards. Let us put our hands together to welcome Toastmaster Chad D. Betz.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good evening, everyone. For me, it's morning, but I am properly caffeinated, so I should be able to get through this in the 30 minutes and be hopefully a little bit energetic. Have you ever felt that you should have had more success than you've had? You feel that you should have been able to do things faster, that results should have come to you faster. Felt that it should have been easier. Maybe you hit some unremitting obstacles that just were intimidating. Or maybe you just feel trapped. When we're going through life, there's traps out there that we can get stuck in. I've come to the idea of the second mouse. There's a saying, the early bird gets the worm. You get up, the bird gets up early, he gets the first worm, then the other birds can't get that worm. So it gives you the idea that success can have an expiration date. That if you're not the early worm, that you can't succeed. If you weren't on that list of 25 successful people under 25, you can't make it, or 30 under 30, or 40 under 40. What about 50 over 50? There's so many chances to succeed. We can get stuck in the traps. One of the traps is the mediocrity trap. We can get stuck thinking that we can only get to certain levels, that we can't really succeed. The next trap is the isolation trap, feeling that we're alone. We can't do it. We're stuck. And the last is the artificial life trap, where we're living our life in a way that we're not getting what we need in our full life. Now, these traps all have symptoms. And what I'd like to do is share a couple of experiences that I've gone through to show what those traps can feel like. I had the opportunity when I was younger to get a master's degree at a prestigious school. But I made a mistake. I offended one of the professors, and that eliminated my chance of attending that school. Once that happened, I suffered from crippling doubt. I stopped believing that I could succeed in that arena. I had the opportunity to get a new job, and I took the job. Once I got in there, I realized it was the wrong choice. I felt stuck. I felt trapped. It felt like a failure. I had the opportunity to start a business. I was excited, but I listened to people, listened to all the bad things that could have happened. I gave in to fear, and I missed out on an opportunity. Have you gone through things like that? Made choices that may have been mistakes, or they may have been steps in the right direction, but just didn't feel like you were on the path of success. It's at times like those that we can either get stuck in the trap or we can move forward. Now, unfortunately, it's a lot easier to get stuck in the trap than it is to move forward. We can end up compensating for those failures. Now, what do I mean by compensating? Well, we get trapped in destructive behaviors, maybe eating too much, maybe drinking, doing things that take us away from our goals. We can get involved in distractions, spend too much time online, do things that keep us away from the work that we need to do to get the job done. Or we can isolate ourselves. We can feel embarrassed. We can feel like we could have done something, but we didn't. And maybe we don't deserve it, so we feel alone. And the most common damaging one, rationalizing. Oh, I'm too old to do that. I'm too fat to do that. I'm too this. I'm too that. We tell ourselves we can't when we can. Now, I want you to guess what my destructive behavior was in compensating for my failure. Whoop. Who put that picture in there? Does hair make me look fat? I compensated by eating too much. And it was easy for me to do that. At my job, we had a snack drawer. We actually had 2 snack drawers. And these snack drawers were there all the time. We were able to, walk by them each time I was at my desk, walking back to the door. Oops. Walking past my desk to the door, I would find that I was tempted by the snack drawer. Now this one was filled with all salty snacks. One above it was filled with all sugary snacks. I had to make a choice. I had to make a change. When you come to a place in your life and you feel like you're trapped, it's time to stop. Take a breath. Step back. See where you are. And in order to make that change, you have to decide to. You have to put a stake in the ground. You have to understand what your goals are and what you want to achieve. You have to focus on those goals. And most importantly, you have to take action. Taking action is just so key, and you'll notice that throughout this presentation, that taking action is the only way to really move forward. Now let's talk about those traps. First trap we talked about was the mediocrity trap. Now, in order to avoid the mediocrity trap, or if you're stuck in it already, to get out of it, is to really understand what your goals are and to get beyond planning. Now you may be saying, I know what my goals are. But do you? We have so many people who influence us, both positively and negatively. We reflect the people around us, and those people have a tremendous impact on what we believe our goals are. And if those goals that they're projecting on us are different than what we really feel that would bring us to success, we can feel stuck. We can feel trapped. We can get into the mediocrity trap. Now, who are these people? They're our friends, the people who care about us. They want to spend time with us. They want to do things with us, and we'll spend time together. But if their goals don't match with ours, they could pull us away. Now, I'm not saying you should get rid of your friends. Friends are important. But when you're looking at your goals, you have to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who are going to help you succeed. And if some of your friends aren't in that group, it's okay. You can still spend time with them. Just don't expect them to be able to help you with your goals. There are coworkers. If we have goals, especially if they're outside of our company, they may not be 100% supportive. When I wrote my first book, my company was not supportive at all. My work didn't suffer. I didn't do things during working hours. I would do presentations like this early in my morning or in the evening outside of work hours. But for whatever reason, my coworkers just didn't support me. So I didn't expect them to. It's okay. I still like them, still worked with them, but I look for support outside of them. And the ones who have the most influence on us are our families, the people who love us the most. And they can actually hurt us the most in a lot of ways because they don't want us to fail. They don't want us to take risks. They're the ones who are going to say, you have a great job. Why do you want to start a business? You know, they care and they don't want us to see us get hurt. So we can't necessarily ask them for advice on how to move forward, how to achieve our goals. So if we kind of rely on our friends, if we rely on our coworkers, and we rely on our families to define our goals, we're going to find that our goals reflect more of their beliefs than our own. And when we do that, we can get stuck in a mediocrity trap. Now we have our goals set. It's time. Actually, before we talk about that, you know, this picture really shows what our family and friends do. Our goals are the cruise ship, and our family and friends are little tugboats around. And they can push us this way, and they can push us that way. And if they push us the wrong way, we can end up stuck on a beach. Now, when I first saw this picture, it struck me hard because I was stuck. I looked at this ship. I see it's stuck. Everything of value has been stripped off of it, and it's stained with graffiti. And I saw myself. I was stuck. My confidence was stripped away. And I felt that my ideas were tainted, were stained by the opinions of others. I thought my goals and ideas were inferior because of what other people were telling me. Oh, you don't have time to write a book. You can't achieve that. You can't lose that weight. All these ideas, and it wasn't malicious. The reason why it was so damaging was because they did it because they cared. And by listening to people who didn't really understand where I wanted to go, I got stuck on that beach. But I got off it by taking my goals and setting a plan. We all have plans, and the plan is also a trap. We have to be able to plan and move forward. We're never going to have all the answers we need. We're never going to have all the information. We have to plan with uncertainties. If we start waiting to plan and plan until we get all the answers, we're going to end up stuck. It's like a traffic jam. Keep planning and planning, or even worse, we're going to get comfortable. When we get comfortable in planning, it's really hard to take action. And as we're chatting, taking action is how we succeed. Getting to that starting line. Problem is, that starting line can be scary. We don't have all the answers. We are leaping into space. Are we going to land? Or are we going to hit our head on a rock? What's going to happen? But we've planned enough. And yes, there's uncertainties. And we're going to make that leap. Because if we make that leap, there's a good chance we're going to win. So it's important to take that leap, to take the action, to get out of the mediocrity trap. The second trap is an isolation trap. We feel we can only do things by ourselves. But life is a team sport, and we really can learn from one another. How many times have you started a task and you're just, I need to get this done, and you felt alone? It can hurt, especially these days. We're stuck in our houses because of the pandemic. We can really feel alone. But thankfully, to Zoom and meetings like this, we can really get out of it where we don't feel so alone. We can build teams of people around us who could help us. Now, I felt alone on an obstacle race. They're in America, and I think they're around the world. They have a race called the Spartan race, where you run through the woods and you go through all these obstacles. And I said I was going to do it. That was my goal, but I didn't plan for it. I had people who said I couldn't do it. But I said, no, I'm going to do it. And I just went into it completely unprepared. Now, when you do that by yourself, where you're unprepared and you're not really sure what you're doing, look at my face. Do I look like I'm having fun? It was difficult. I felt alone. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing, and it was a little bit scary. But again, I talked about it and I put all the positive pieces on it, and my company wanted to run one. So I did it again, and I did it with a team. And by doing it with a team, when you're sharing experiences, even when they're unpleasant, it's more fun. But there are times when you have to do things alone. It's only you out there against your opponent. In this case, it was literally me against an opponent in a jiu-jitsu competition. But it can also be that you're just on your own in a test, in a job interview. How do you succeed there? By having a support system. in my martial arts, I have a teacher. How do you do it? How can you do it? Get a coach. Get someone who could push you, who could train you. Find someone who has the knowledge that you need, who could teach you how to do things. Get a mentor or a work buddy, someone you could work with and study with and learn from, so that when you are alone, you can succeed because you're really not alone. Now, the last trap, and a trap that really is a new thing, it's something that we're still trying to learn how to get through, is the artificial life trap. Now, what do I mean by that? It's a new evolution of social media with a new realm of distractions and empire building. We've all seen this. We've all done this. Been in a group, we start playing with our phones. We're not living our lives. We're not experiencing other people one-on-one. And again, this has been exacerbated by the pandemic, where we're alone in our houses. The only way we can communicate is really through social media. The problem is with social media is that a lot of it's staged. We put ourselves in the best light. We want everybody to see how great we're doing. Now, if you're connected with me a couple weeks ago, you probably would have seen this picture. And it is beautiful. I was at a hotel at the beach. You can see the cargo ship out in the background at sunrise. The thing you didn't see was that I had my laptop on my lap and I was working. You know, I looked up and I saw the sunrise and I said, you know what? I have to take a picture of this. I had to experience it for 5 minutes, which was a blessing. But if you saw this, you're thinking, wow, Chad's on vacation, it's great, but you don't see the background, what's happening behind the scenes. We're reliant on social media for our communication. All we see are the things we have that people want to get likes on. We don't get a full picture of what people are experiencing. And when we're supposed to be working, for me, writing my book or writing a speech and my phone buzzes and I pick it up and I start looking at the phone rather than doing the work. It's a distraction that is new and we don't necessarily know how to overcome that. And one that's an interesting phenomenon is a video game phenomenon with empire building. When I was younger, on Facebook, there was a game called Mafia Wars. And I got involved in it. And that night I'd play it and it was fun. But then I found that during the day when I was working, people would attack me and take my wealth when I was offline. So I started, checking it during work hours because I didn't want to lose my gains. And then all of a sudden, I found I was playing at work. And I found that my goals, my sense of success coming from Mafia Wars was hurting me in my real life. And there's, games, Forge of Empires, League of Legends, and other games out there where you really need to constantly play it in order to succeed. And we can get a sense of easy success, getting to that next level. It can give us that feeling of achieving a goal, but it's artificial. And in economics, there's a term called opportunity costs. The time we're spending with this artificial success is time we can be putting towards our real success. And we have to make a choice. Now, video games aren't bad. I play video games now, but as long as they don't take over and we don't replace our true striving for success with an artificial success. In the United States, I'm sure around the world, we talk about distracted driving. We see people who are texting while driving. I was actually in my car and I got hit from behind by a bus because the driver was texting rather than looking at the road. If we are looking at our phones rather than looking at our life, we can miss opportunities and we get stuck into traps. In order to escape these traps, to escape mediocrity. You have to have the right goals, your goals, not the goals put upon you by others. We need to take action. We know that we have things we want to do, but we feel alone. Life's a team sport. Build a team around you of people who can support you with your goals. Have a mentor. Be a mentor. You have so much to give. Live your life. Be social. Interact. Not just through social media. If you can't get together, use Zoom. Use FaceTime. Talk to people one-on-one. Build those relationships. Have real life experiences. Now, I know in traditional presentations, the questions come at the end. What I'd like to do now is, before I give a few final thoughts, I'd like to ask the group if there are any questions out there, or if there's any takeaways you've had, from this presentation, and then I'll give a couple final thoughts. So I don't know, Madam Toastmaster, do you handle the questions, or should I handle the questions? How do you like to handle it in the club?
It's up to you, chat, Toastmaster chat.
Okay. All right, so let's just open it up. Does anybody have a thought or a question on the things I've been talking about?
Chad, can I ask you a question, please?
Yes, sure, John.
Chad, you said we can't when we can. So this self-limiting belief, how do you break loose of it?
That is a great question. One thing that I've done is looking back at past accomplishments. Let's think about getting a promotion. We want to get a promotion. So we put together our resume. We may have self-doubt. It's a new job, it's bigger, it's things that we may not believe we can do, but we want to try. When we write our resume, we have to think about our accomplishments. By going through that list of accomplishments, we can see, I've had successes in the past. There have been times where I've entered tasks where I didn't know everything I needed to know, but I learned it and I succeeded. So I would say take that action, even if it's not for a job, if it's for anything, reflect back on your successes and write them down so you can look at them later. So when you're in the middle of something and you're feeling really down because you're not sure you can achieve it, you can get that list of accomplishments and read it and say, I've done it before and I could do it again. And another thing is reading biographies. When we are looking at something that we've never done before, it could seem like it's impossible. But if we read a biography or talk to somebody who's done the task before, we can see, if they can do it, it's possible. So if they can do it, I can do it. So those are two things I would do. Document your accomplishments to show that you can achieve things you haven't done before, and to see what other people have done so you can learn from them to move forward. Thanks for the question, John. Are there any other questions or comments? One question I get, is, regarding the book. They say, was writing the book hard? And how I translate that is, can I write a book? And my answer to you is yes, you can. And your book might be a different goal. It might be a big goal where you can't see the end. You can see pieces, but you can't see the end. And how I would say to do that is to set milestones, to set mini goals within your goal, goals that you could see. So writing my book, my goal was every day to write for at least 15 minutes. So if nothing came to mind, I could be staring at my computer for 15 minutes. But most of the time, I did get to write. So each day I hit a milestone, I hit a milestone, I hit a milestone. So I accomplished, and I built that momentum so that when I did hit slick spots, I was able to move through those slick spots to get to the end. So setting milestones is a good way to do it. Does anybody else have any questions or comments for the presentation?
Chad, I have one comment. I'm Jason here.
Hi, Jason.
Okay, I believe everyone has setbacks. What is your biggest setback in your life that makes you to avoid the traps and get the rewards?
I would say, looking back on, there's the setbacks I had in, in the beginning I was talking about. And so early in some of my early life setbacks, the setback of not going to graduate school right after college. I felt really bad about myself. And the problem was I carried that self-doubt, and that permeated for years. I ended up 18 years later getting a master's degree in economics like I wanted to, but it's the setback of dwelling on a failure. And for me, it was cumulative. I remembered all my setbacks and forgot all my accomplishments. So I had a layer of setback, then another layer of setback. And when I was talking about the milestones, building that momentum to success, with my setbacks, I was building my momentum to mediocrity. I was putting a leash on myself, a chain of each link of that chain was a setback. And it was getting heavier and heavier and dragging me down. And it really took time for me to, I guess it's actually a cleansing of forgiving yourself for past mistakes. Even if the mistakes weren't really your fault, but admitting that you made a mistake, forgiving yourself for making that mistake, realizing you're still here. You've made those mistakes and you're still here. Now, I've been blessed in my life because I had, the mistakes I've made haven't been really bad. I know I've met some people at my martial arts. One in particular, he had a horrendous drug abuse problem. It took him where he was a criminal. He robbed people, and he spent 10 years in prison. But he found himself. He turned himself around. Now, with that mistake, that's a huge one, and it's really hard to overcome because in America you have misdemeanors and you have felonies. Misdemeanors can kind of be expunged, can be wiped away, but felonies stick with you forever. And he was a felon. He had a felony, so he was very limited on what he could do. But he's a business owner now. He does landscaping. He has people working for him, and he's successful. He's overcome his mistakes. And you look at examples like that. If he can overcome a devastating drug addiction, 10 years of his life in prison, and become a successful business owner, why can't I? Why can't you? It's if you see these examples out there, and again, many of us have lived blessed lives where we've had mistakes, but they're not devastating. If you look at some people who have, you can be inspired to move forward. So thank you for that, Jason. Anyone else?
Yeah, I want to ask you something.
Sure, Eliza.
You mentioned about having a mentor in your life.
Yes.
Okay, so my question is, if I want to have a mentor, I want to have someone like I really want to learn from, but this person is running away from me. How to make him as my mentor?
That's the wrong person. If they're running away from you, it's the wrong person. There's two things you need for a mentor. One is that they have the information, skills, or whatever you're looking for that you need. The second is that you have a rapport with them, that you've built a relationship. A mentor is a very close relationship. Now, I've had a mentor, one particular mentor, for 20 years, and that relationship has really bloomed over time. And Eliza, I've been in the same situation that you're in. I see people who, I really want to learn from. So I approach them. And for whatever reason, we just don't click, or they are so focused on something else that they can't spend the time to build that relationship. So my advice on that is to find someone else, because if you're chasing the person, it probably is not the right person, or it just might be the wrong time. They might have other things going on in their life. So if you back off, just don't end the relationship with them, but keep in touch, see what's happening, and over time you might find that you grow closer, where you can build that mentor relationship, or not. But always look for other people who you can learn from. And also be a mentor, be an evangelist for mentorship. Really get out there and show the power of mentorship, not only for the protege, the person who's learning, but for the mentor. If you could show that as a mentor, you're growing and you are benefiting just as much as a protege, other people who might be reluctant to mentor can see you as a beacon and be more likely to be a mentor for you or for others. So that's my advice. It's not the chase. Be a beacon for mentorship. Talk to lots and lots of people, and find the people who you fit with, who you can build a rapport with, and have a strong mentor-protege relationship.
Oh, one more question.
Sure.
Sorry, because now all the people that I met that I really want to learn is all from Zoom. How do I know if I can click with them during this Zoom, like few minutes time when I meet? Then how I can because we are not talking for so long, so should I ask directly, or just will feel like, okay, I click with you, then you can be my mentor or something like that, or how?
So there's a technique in networking, the one-on-one interview, the informational interview, just the introduction call. So what I would do in situation, and what I have done is, I see somebody online, because you're right, all of networking, almost all of meetings for a year was through this little lens. And that makes it a lot harder. So what I would do is I'd email it, said, hey, saw you at the meeting. I think we have a few things in common. I'd like to chat with you about, and have a list, that, a business, in Toastmasters, hey, I saw you did a fantastic humor speech. I, really want to talk about and be more humorous. And I think that you and I could, chat and, and learn from each other. Do you have some time for an introduction call? And then if they say yes, have that introduction call, see how it goes. Have a few more of those calls over time, preferably via Zoom, because it's better to be able to see one-on-one than on the phone. And then as it evolves, see the mentor. Mentor is not a quick fix. We have the Toastmaster mentor, where a mentor is assigned to us, or in business where we're in a company and they assign a mentor. That's not true mentorship in my mind. Mentorship, again, is really building a relationship over time. And for like my mentor for 20 years, it took a year of just kind of those informational interviews before he really became my mentor. But it's been a fantastic relationship 20 years later. So if you're looking for instant help, you're better off looking for a coach. Someone who, like my coaches, I pay coaches. I have a trainer, I have a sensei for my trainer for physical fitness, a sensei for my martial arts. I have an executive coach who helps me. I have a speaking coach who helps me. But mentor is a really tight, long-term relationship. So that's you might want to have some coaching first and build relationships so you can build the mentorship over time. So I see the red. Maybe one more question, and I'll get to
there's one on the floor. How do you deal with superiors who are power tripping and colleagues who are underestimated, by MJ Tars?
That's a tough one. So when you have a boss who is demeaning, or who has put you in a position where you're very limited, if you have coworkers who are either intimidated by you or intimidate you or disrespect you, is really hard to thrive. There's a saying, it's hard to fly like an eagle if you're surrounded by turkeys. There's choices that need to be made. One, is this job environment healthy for you? I was in a very stressful job, very similar to what you're talking about, where some of my coworkers at Betz were aloof, others were hostile. My boss was demeaning. I was producing, I was doing well, but I never felt good about my job. I never felt good about my life. And what happened? I started projecting that dissatisfaction on other areas of my life. When I get home, I projected on my family. When I was out, I projected on my friends. And I became a miserable person. I had a choice to make. Was I able to isolate myself enough within work where I can succeed and not have that negative effect on myself and my family? I found that I couldn't. So I made the hard decision to leave that job to find another. And because when you're in that, when you're surrounded by people who are pushing you down, it's hard to move up. Your confidence. You go back to that shipwreck picture. And because actually the picture before that, with all those ships around that cruise ship, if you have your boss is pushing you towards that you're not good enough, your coworkers pushing you towards you can't get that done, it's really hard to believe in yourself. So they end up pushing you until you end up like the shipwreck, where you're stuck on that shore, where your confidence is stripped away, and all that's left are the stains of the opinions of the people around you on why you can't do it. So sometimes you have to pull yourself out of that environment and find a more constructive environment. And I know that's not easy, but you have to really reflect, sit back and reflect. Can you thrive in that environment? Can you reach your goals in that environment? And if not, how can you change it? And if you can't change them, then you might need to change your environment. So that's a hard choice, and I feel for you because I know they can rip your heart out because you feel like you're working so hard, and you feel it's if you've ever seen a pet hamster and they have the little wheel and they're running in that wheel and they're having fun. It's not fun for humans, to run in that wheel and not get anywhere. We actually want to get somewhere. So I feel for you, but keep striving. Remember, you are not your job. You've had successes in life. You can achieve whether you have that job or not. So keep plugging. And since time's up here, let me get to a couple of closing thoughts, and then I will turn it back over to our illustrious Toastmaster. So again, remember, you can achieve your goals. Just make sure you're focusing on your goals. There are traps out there. You have to watch out for them. For the mediocrity trap, make sure you're taking action on your goals. For the isolation trap, remember, life's a team sport, and we can really learn from one another. And for the artificial life trap, strive for life experiences, not likes online. And in December, keep your eye out for book number 2, The Second Mouse Gets the Cheese. So we're at 43 minutes and 10 seconds. So I will end here. Thank you very much. You were a fantastic audience, great questions. I wish you all the success in the world. Have a great day, and thank you again for inviting me to the meeting.
Thank you, Chad.
Wow.
Can we present, can we present a check with a certificate of appreciations for coming all the way from USA? 12 hours different. I'd like to share my screen. Can someone help to take a picture of check together
I
the
think need to
certificate of
do the
completion?
spotlight.
Yeah, I do. Smile. Thank you. With you,
Thank Eliza.
President.
Thank you, Chat, for coming all the way once again for your inspiring workshops. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, President. Let us give a round of applause to our energetic, enriching, motivating speaker, Toastmaster Chat. Wow, it's really eye-opening because there's a lot of sharing and a lot of experience that you share. Thank you very much. And we probably will try to use it into our real lives and try to implement it and have a motivational, realistic goal. And we will work on it and we try to achieve it. Thank you very much. Moving on to our next segment. Tonight, we have two speakers. They have put in good effort for their presentation. Do give them our support and switch on your video now if you have not. We shall not proceed with the voting segment, right? Jason?
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, because it's only two speakers. Club presidents, please confirm already. Okay, I would like to remind speakers to make use of the word of the day, unremitting. Right? Our first speaker will be delivering project number 1, understanding your communication style from the presentation mastery level 2. Can I invite the evaluator, Toastmaster Jen Chen, to share with us the project objective? A round of applause.
Thank you, Charlie. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of his or her style on others. Back to you. Oh, the timing sequence is 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, timer Eliza will be showing a very shy
Green.
At 6 minutes,
Yellow.
and at 7 minutes, red. At 7.5 minutes, she'll be showing time's up. Back to you, Charlie.
Thank you very much. And thank you, our timers, for showing the sequence. So our next speaker, are you ready?
Yeah, let's do this. Yeah.
Okay, wait, let me do your introductions, okay?
Okay.
The title of the speech is Understanding Your Communication Style. Understanding Your Communication Style. The speaker may be new addition to our club, but he has progressively, very steadily with his project. Very hardworking member. He has already contested in our club contest and was our club first runner for his humorous speech contest and the champion for our evaluation speech contest. Our impressive speaker, let us put our hands together and welcome presentation mastery level 1 Toastmaster Jeffrey Brown.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. You are too kind, Tori. Tonight, I want to talk to you about understanding your communication style. And I will begin by sharing with you a personal experience. Let's get in a time machine and go back to early 2013. So I've just arrived at Singapore and I'm going to work on a new greenfield construction project. I'm about to give training on the documentation practices required on the project to the workers. I get in, I start with a line of Socratic questions. Let's say you are an inspector and you need to review documents. What would make this document easier to read? You need to store this document for years. How would you go about doing that? And well, frankly, It was pretty awkward. What I thought was going to initiate a robust brainstorming process turned into an impromptu dentistry session. I was pulling teeth to get answers. After the session, I was talking to my colleagues about what I could have done better. They brought up the concept of power distance. This is essentially the relationship of a higher ranking individual to a lower ranking individual and how they react to each other. Coming from the United States, there's a very low power distance. As a trainer, I had a communication style that was better attributed to a facilitator. This was indicative of a supportive style, one that is suited for a patient and relaxed environment. While this calm and approachable style made sense in that cultural context, I was just confusing for construction workers coming from all parts of Asia. Here's a Western guy that's supposed to be a subject matter expert. Why is he asking me the question? Shouldn't he know what the answer is? I'm here to learn. The communication style that I had to adapt to was a more direct approach. By giving decisive and confident answers, I was able to get information to the workers they were comfortable with. By adapting my communication style to my situation and audience, I was able to deliver the same content more effectively. This is an important lesson on why it is important to understand what the communication styles are and how they may help you. I've already described a few styles to you. First, I used the supportive style when I was describing myself as a facilitator. In a situation where it's advantageous to be steady and approachable, be supportive and be careful and gentle with your communication. This skill may be developed by listening rather than providing guidance. Encourage the person to speak freely, expressing their views and opinions. Second, I use the direct style when needing to be focused and results-oriented, such as when I was delivering training. I must admit, this is probably my least natural communication style for me. So I want to share with you some techniques that I've developed over time. First, keep your communication brief and get to the point quickly. Focus on facts rather than feelings. Match their rapid speech by speeding up yours if necessary. I find, especially in Singapore, my pace of speech can be slow, so I need to focus on matching la. So ask questions directly. Don't waste their time with long explanations, too many details or tangents. And there's two more communication styles that I would like to introduce to you that you may find beneficial: initiating and analytical. Initiating is my usual default mode. It is social and enthusiastic, preferring a personal and friendly work environment. Initiating communicators value interacting with others and sharing stories. When working with other initiators, allow time for socializing at the beginning of meetings and create a friendly, non-threatening environment. Provide time for them to express their feelings and opinions. I personally find Toastmasters very initiating, whether it's an introduction, table topics, or giving a talk just like this one. It is done in an environment of support and improvement. Lastly, analytical communication is precise, exact, and logical. I work in the world of quality assurance and control, and when dealing with my fellow professionals, this is a very useful communication technique. Analytical communicators like facts and figures. Present information to them in an organized manner and be prepared to answer questions. Be patient while they think through and process new information. Tonight, you have learned about 4 communication styles. Both how you may use them, and how you may adapt to them. I look forward to more engagement using all the different styles with everyone here, perhaps in unremitting communication. Thank you, and thank you very much, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmasters Jeffrey, for your amazing speech, because this is a very good sharing, and the tips on the communication skills, the detailed explanation, their differences and the tips, well, it will enrich us and we become a better communicator.
Thank you. Thank you.
A big round of applause for him, please. Yay. Our second speaker this evening will be delivering his project number 1, Know Your Sense of Humor from the Engaging Humor Level 2. Can I invite the evaluator, Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster, Terence Nunes, to share with us the project objective, please?
The purpose of this project is to begin developing a collection of humorous stories and to present a speech that includes unremitting humor. Time 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, Toastmasters Terence. The timing or location is the same as the previous one, so the timing sequence is not necessary to demonstrate. The title of the speech for this speaker is Kitchen Nightmares. Kitchen Nightmares. The speaker shared that solution nearly always come from the direction you least expect, which means there's no point in trying to look in the direction because it won't be coming from there. Our young green speaker, let us put our hands together and welcome Engaging Humor Level 1 Toastmaster, Taki.
I love food. Food is one of my great joys in life. Eating delicious food is like having a good dream. It energizes you, it revives you for the day ahead. I love to cook, I love to eat, and I love to eat what I cook. And that's a good thing, because my siblings and many of my friends have no idea how to cook. If Gordon Ramsay saw some of the stuff that they tried to do, he would take 2 pieces of bread, slap them, and make an idiot sandwich. Whether this is from a lack of interest or from a lack of necessity, I do not know, and I also do not care. All I know is that when my brother tries to cook instant noodles, he burns the water, and sometimes nearly the house. And then when my sister tries to bake brownies, she sometimes makes a very large, very hard, and very bitter chocolate chip cookie instead. Of course, even I make cooking gaffes before. When I was 10, I was under the impression that grilled cheese meant that you had to grill the cheese before you put it between the bread. So, 10-year-old me put a slice of cheese into the toaster to grill it. As you know, cheese melts under heat. So at the end, instead of learning how to make grilled cheese, I had learned a new frying technique. I learned how to fry a toaster. All those mistakes are in the past now. Despite some hiccups, I was unremitting in learning how to cook until I reached some level of proficiency. In any case, out of my 2 siblings, I am the only one who knows how to cook properly. And it is pretty confusing to me because at its core, cooking is a very simple 3-step process. Step 1, you find a recipe. Step 2, you follow the recipe. And step 3, you eat the result. Cooking is a science. You have a recipe for a simple dish like grilled cheese. If you follow that recipe 100 times, you will get the same grilled cheese 100 times. You might also get heart disease, but that's beside the point. Speaking of which, people have the impression that cooking your own food is healthier than eating out, or more commonly these days, ordering in. But that really isn't the case most of the time. If you are cooking just for yourself, it's all well and good. You know how much you want to eat, and you can plan your portion size accordingly. But when you cook for multiple people, you don't really know how much they're actually going to eat. You see this problem whenever you go out to eat. I'm sure all of you know at least one guy, whenever you eat out with him, he says, hey, you want to share? I'll take half. I'm not that hungry. And then they proceed to eat 90% of it, and in the end, both of you are hungry and you order another plate. Now extrapolate that problem to home cooking. Let's say you need to cook fried rice for 5 people. You know that they'll eat between 3 or 4 cups of rice between them. So you always go for the safe option and you cook the maximum of 4 cups. But this gives you only 2 outcomes. One is the optimal outcome. Everyone eats according to your predictions and there are 0 leftovers. And that's in the realm of fantasy land because nothing nice ever happens. And the second option is that they eat less than you projected that they would. And they leave leftovers, less than a full portion, but more than is reasonable to eat past satiety. And because it's less than 1 portion, there's no point in putting it in the fridge. And you don't want to waste food by throwing it in garbage. So it ends up being eaten by someone, usually me, resulting in overeating. That's why I'm round. But then again, eating out isn't exactly the most healthy option either. Eateries need to serve tasty food so that people keep buying their food. But unfortunately, this often means that the food they serve turns out less than healthy. I mean, would you eat fried rice without MSG in it? You might say yes, but I can guarantee you that 100% of the fried rice you eat in hawker centers have an MSG added to them. Let's illustrate this a bit. If in one circle, I have food that tastes good, and in another circle, I have food high in sugar, salt, fat, and MSG, then the Venn diagram for the overlap between the two is one big circle, as round as you get from eating all that tasty food. It is for this reason that I have concluded that cooking your own meal for yourself is the optimal way to go. It is the healthier choice both ways. You can choose what goes into the food and get the portion control down seamlessly. Unfortunately, like a big purple man once said, reality is often disappointing. Some people don't have time to cook for themselves. Others lack the proper facilities to prepare the food. And of course, you have people like my siblings who have both time and energy to cook, but are either too damn lazy to cook or are too incompetent to let near an open flame. And so, in the end, you still have to deal with this kitchen nightmare. You either cook too much food, overeat, and become brown like the Venn diagram, or you try to let the idiot sandwich cook, and you risk burning the house down. It's really a dilemma. And instead of having a dream in which rejuvenates you and makes you prepared for the next day, you end up overeating and waking up the next day with a food coma and hangover. Yes, thank you. That's all.
Thank you, our young Toastmasters, Takit, for his unremitting sharings of his kitchen nightmares. Hope you have lesser nightmares as you cook more often for your family. Well, we have already finished our speaker segment. Now is the time for our Toastmasters timer report. Eliza, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Thank
For
you.
Jeffrey is 6 minutes and 60 seconds, and for Tatkit is 5 minutes and 46 seconds.
So all within the time limit. Well done, speakers. Shall we move on to our photo session first? The group photo? Jason?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. Shall we request all the Toastmasters to switch on your video now so we can take your beautiful and handsome faces?
Karina, can you see your chat letter, please?
Eliza,
Shanshan,
you're taking, is it?
Kaing, yeah, I'm calling Kaing, Sanshan, Thomas, Jessica, Can On, Vincent, Bridget. Okay,
Kai, are
nobody.
you there, Kai? You want to take photo?
Thomas. Okay, nobody.
Okay, we are
Okay,
ready.
give me 3 seconds.
Okay.
Give me 3 seconds. Let
Thank
me
you.
change everyone with the face.
Seconds up.
Give me a moment, give me a moment. Okay, smile. Thank you.
Can we do an immersive one?
Oh,
That'd be
can.
great. Yeah.
But that one, Owen need to do. Owen, can you do? You are the host. Thank you.
How do I switch position?
Okay.
I think you move the windows.
Okay. Press
Well, it must be in the middle. I thought Jason.
Never mind, lah, it's okay. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Can we put under the tree?
Hello, Grace.
That's a tree. Let me see.
Hello, 1, 2, 3.
You go a little bit in front that gate.
Who is taking, by the way?
Move your windows. Move your windows.
Me,
Yeah,
I'm taking,
I
I'm
can see
taking.
Sunshine
Okay,
also.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Smile, everyone.
Welcome to the school.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Eliza.
Yeah. So,
Okay,
Jason, what time
one.
they should be back?
I think we should be back by 8:36, right?
Now it's 8:30, so 6 more minutes, is it?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay. And 8:36.
Please, see you guys.
See you
So
later.
we can have a chit chat here.
Yes. So we will do the swap, is it? Jason, have you with Jason?
No, wait, Karina. Sorry, just want to ask. You told me that at 9 you need to go to work, right? Or you can stay until 9:30?
Yep. Sorry, I jump a little bit out, but I back, and yeah,
Oh,
I can
okay.
do it. Let's do it.
So we can do the evaluation first, then after that table topic?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Okay, no need to change, Joey. Thank you.
Okay, Roger. Everybody can go for a coffee or roti prata or supper or toilet break.
Not already.
Within that 6 minutes, do whatever you need to do and then come back. Okay? And switch on your video so we know you're back.
I'll just be here. Hi, Scott. How are you?
Hi,
Thank you for
I'm
coming.
not gonna take the entire time. It's a little early, so I decided to pop in a little bit. I just didn't
I
know
think
how
Chat
big
will
the
be
crowd
angry
was
if you're
gonna
not coming. How come the
Oh, hi. So you're traveling the world. You're everywhere.
No, I'm in my hometown now, in my home club.
Yeah.
Happy Deepavali.
Hello, Uncle Tom.
You all still want the background music?
Can, no problem. Just put a little slow. We can have
Slow,
chit chat here.
Okay, let me try to find slow.
Jeffrey, you are from America. Which parts of US? You are mute.
I grew up in mostly Colorado. Lived all over the place.
Oh,
How should we pronounce your name? Is it Geoffrey or Jeffrey?
I guess officially it's Jeffrey, but in
Jeffrey,
Singapore
yeah.
it's more of a Joffrey.
I see.
Very comfortable with both.
Yeah.
Happy Tomato Day.
Kind of starting to prefer Joffrey a little
Why
bit.
you are
because
late,
I get
Tomato?
it so much.
I think the original Germanic origin was Joffrey.
Yeah.
And you go back-
Officially Jeffrey though, but
I mean, if you go back to runic English about 10th century.
yeah. I can. Anyway, it's my parents' mistake for giving me a funny looking name, right? Like if I didn't know what it was pronounced before, I thought I would be like Geoffrey or something. So,
Hello, Shanshan.
Miss Shanshan, good morning.
By the way,
Morning,
Karina, Chat, and
Carol.
Scott, are you came at the same flight? Nobody listen to me.
Well, I have things to take care of, but I just want to thank you. I just popped in briefly. Have a great day. Bye.
Okay.
Oh, tomato day. Okay.
Vincent, sorry for your information. I'll be singing on the 17th, not now. Together with the VPM of Kenjil.
What time is over there, Elisa?
Sorry?
What time it's in Singapore?
Now it's 8:34 p.m.
4 p.m.
No, 8:34.
8:34.
Yeah. We are different by 12 hours, but I think soon it's going to be 13 hours after the safety light.
Wow.
But I don't know when.
When is daylight? Aussie is really in daylight savings already.
Oh, just for your information, Karina is from Park City together with Chad and also Scott.
Yeah, for us it's
Yeah.
around 8:30 morning here.
And I love to join their club every Wednesday morning Singapore time. It's Tuesday. Yeah. How is it the hybrid thing? You want to do the hybrid thing starting or not?
And for me?
Yeah, for Park City.
Oh. What about the Park City? Is it what?
The hybrid meeting. When you
Hybrid.
are going to start? Yeah, the hybrid. Is it start?
I don't know. I don't know if yeah. Sorry, Lisa. I don't know if I understand your question. What about the?
Actually, it's going to start at the end of this month. So on
Oh.
October 26th, we're going to be at the new facility where we'll be able to have people in person and via Zoom.
There we go. That's
So
why
you
it's favorite.
also have a food.
So you can see, I think it's the 26th is the day. That's not that Tuesday. If the 26th is a Tuesday, that's the day we're going to be starting the hybrid meetings.
Are you gonna be there, Lisa?
I start my
You're breaking up.
2 days ago. Start at 8, so I think I can. No,
That's good.
I'm not sure, but depends. Yeah. You have a very good speakers in your club. Seriously, that's why sometimes I just look and wow.
Thank you, Owen. Are we ready to start, Jason?
Yes, we shall start now. Hope everyone is back now.
Okay. So you want to start the polling now, or I'm sorry, there's no polling. I forgot about that. Goldfish memory. Now we are already at the end of our break, and hopefully everyone is back. We shall start because we are already behind time. Let's begin our evaluation segment. I hope our evaluators are ready. So I believe Terence is always ready. And how about our next?
I already
okay.
sent
It looks ready.
I already
Okay.
sent the speaker my evaluation already.
We shall now, and make sure my speakers are all back. Okay, Jeffrey, you're back or not? Jeffrey?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, great. Because this is related to you and you should be around. We shall now invite the project evaluators to give us their evaluations of the speeches delivered by the respecting speakers. Please all switch on your camera if you have not. The time for each evaluator is 2 to 3 minutes. Timer. At the second minute, the green background will be shown. At 2.5 minutes, the yellow background will be shown. At the third minute, the red background will be shown. The evaluators will be given 30 seconds to end his or her evaluation before the bell is rung, if there's a bell. Okay, got bell or not? Don't have. Okay, first evaluator is our club Jurong Green English Toastmaster Club ESCO member. She is our secretary. She's known to us having megawatt smile, very, very super beautiful smile, and always encouraging and helping towards our club members. She said, a good listener is a good talker with a sore throat. Do you all agree?
Yes.
I'll agree. Okay, if you want, you can type at your Zoom message here, okay? And let her know whether you agree or not. She will represent our club tomorrow for Division Humorous Speech and Evaluation Contest. Please give her your support and attend the contest as well. To evaluate our first speaker, let's welcome Presentation Mastery Level 3 Toastmaster Jen Chen.
Thank you for the compliments, shall we? Good evening, everyone, and especially to Geoffrey. Geoffrey started his speech today with an opening that is very relevant to our hearts. After all, how many of us have found ourselves not being able to communicate effectively in the workplace? Yes, thank you, President. By showing a personal example of how he used Socratic questions in a setting that required him to be authoritative and focused, he showed us through his personal examples the importance of knowing our communication styles and adapting it to our workplaces and other contexts. All of these enable us to be motivated to learn more about our communication styles and think about how we use them when we communicate. In addition, Geoffrey spoke very analytically by sharing some of the key facets of different communication styles. He also shared with the audience on how he overcome his barrier in communicating directly to people when he needed to. He gave 3 clear approaches, and that enabled us to see how he considered his weaknesses in communicating to someone of the opposite style. Of course, in every speech, there is that biggest room in the universe, the room for improvement. How can Geoffrey continue to motivate us even further? I have 2 suggestions. 1, please consider that when we want to gather that information, having them phrased in your own words would allow us to better sink in. Towards the second half of your speech, there were some pointers, and maybe it's because of the lack of preparation, or maybe it is not digesting that distilling that into your own thoughts. You were not presenting this in your own words. Second, I also observed that when you opened with a very personal example, the ending was a little below your usual standard. Maybe it has to do with capturing the audience and sharing with us that story of transformation and how that benefited you. In conclusion, Geoffrey, I loved your speech, and I hope that you can continue your journey. Thank you.
A round of applause for you, Evaluator. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jen, for your useful, unremitting pointers and tips for Geoffrey. Geoffrey surely will apply all the important things that you have said in his next speech, right, Geoffrey?
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Second, Evaluator is our immediate past Division G Director. He was the past president of AIA Toastmaster Club. He is a public speaker, trainer, writer, consultant, problem solver for hire. His ambition in life is to be a font of useless knowledge. To evaluate our second speaker, let's welcome motivational, I didn't get the level, sorry.
It's okay, anything is fine.
Yeah, distinguished Toastmaster Terence Nunes. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me. As you can tell, I'm a very shy person, so please be gentle with me, especially John. He's so mean sometimes. Now, coming back to our evaluation, Tatkit, you excel at giving us a passionate speech about the one thing you love, food, quintessential Singaporean trait. You provided us a series of stories of cooking misadventures. The stories were amusing, and yet you still managed to weave in some semblance of an overarching narrative, and that is the challenge. There is a difference between giving a humorous speech in Toastmasters and stand-up comedy. You have managed to straddle that line and still give us that story. You may want to work on your delivery. Whilst we focus on unremitting humor, the key to humor is vocal variety and pauses. And what I mean by vocal variety is you vary the pace of your delivery and emphasize key points to cue the audience in on the punchline. Learn to pause so that the audience has time to laugh. People need time to understand that you're telling them a joke. And if they don't laugh, then stare at them like it's their fault. Another key tool of humor is the use of hyperbole in speech. For example, your sister's cookie. You could have described it as a big slab of bitter concrete. Or your cooking mistake, you could have said it was a crime against humanity. Of course, if I wanted crimes against humanity, I would have tried my wife's cooking. Now, what you want to do is you need to challenge yourself to work on the delivery and streamline the story. There is always another speech. You are trying to do too much with that speech. The key to a good speech is not the breadth of it, but the depth of it. Pick one narrative, one overarching story that you want to tell, and then delve into it. Make us walk in those footsteps and feel the pain, the culinary disasters that it was, the crimes against the tongue, the protests of the stomach. You notice that your ending was a bit awkward, as if you ran out of steam. You know, when you're like telling a joke at a bar, and then you realize that people are not drunk enough to understand that you're not actually funny. But in this case, you were funny. You need to have that sense of belief. See, humor starts within. If you don't think you're funny, other people don't think you're funny. And if you think you're funny, it doesn't matter what other people think, unless, of course, your job is a comedian. Now, what you need to do is that you have to remember in every speech, you're bringing people somewhere. If, for example, you have a girlfriend and you look at a sort that has several, when you bring her out, you have to bring her back. You can't leave her stranded somewhere in Orchard Road or something. So when you bring the audience somewhere in your speech, you need to bring the audience back. Come back to your opening statement so that there's some takeaway, so that speech matters. So if you can do this, then every speech you have, every story you tell will matter to someone. With that, over to you, Toastmaster today.
Let's give a round of applause for distinguished Toastmaster Terence. Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Terence Nunes, for his unremitting, spectacular, encouraging speech. The depth of the speech is more important than giving too much within one speech. Even though we are not the speaker, this tip really helps all of us here. It applies. Very, very wonderful. Now, our timer, Eliza, are you ready?
Thank you very much. Yes, I'm ready, Toastmaster of the day. So for Jen is 3 minutes 27. Please be careful for tomorrow, champion. And also for Terence, 3 minutes and 13 seconds.
Thank you very much, timer. Now is the time where we get members and guests within us to participate in giving impromptu speeches. Members and guests to answer an impromptu questions in 1 to 2 minutes to help to think on your feet and be able to answer questions off the cuff. Our table topic master is Toastmaster Karina Perez. She's from Mexico. She's part of Park City Toastmaster Club and Somos Amigos Bilingual Toastmaster Club. Karina joined Toastmaster in 2020, and so all of her meetings have been via Zoom. This is her first time as a table topic master in our club. It's our honor. Please give her your utmost support to conduct this table topic session. Thank you very much. May I invite our table topic master? Let's welcome.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having us here. It's really, really a pleasure to be here. And I definitely will plan in the future to come back if you allow it to me. Thank you. Happy Children's Day for all of you. Because remember is living. Again, this table topics for everyone is going to be for recall memories. Remember, because growing is about memories, I'm pretty sure you will have a lot of wonderful memories to share with us today. Okay, so I have 1 to 25 questions, and anytime you want to volunteer, you can give me a number and I can give you the question and you can help me to answer. So who would like to start? Come on, don't be shy.
Can I start?
Yes.
Yusuf.
Thank you, Yusuf. Number?
You have got 1 to 25, right?
Yes.
I like 25.
25. What were or what is your favorite cartoons and TV shows when you were a child?
Wow. Well, when I was a child, I liked the Indonesian cartoon because it is in Indonesian. And I don't understand English. I don't understand any foreign languages. So my favorite one was Si Unyil. It is a kind of puppet. A child, a young boy who is very smart and likes to help people. He likes to help the parents. He likes to help his brothers. And I took a great example of what his behavior is. From that time on, I always help anyone who asks for help. Even I was only 10 years old, but I have got a feeling that I need to help other people. That's because of that cartoon. And even until now, I still remember that God created us not to be by ourselves, but we have to help each other. We have to love each other, share our love with them, share what we have with them, especially during this pandemic. So many people are hungry and we have got more food. I share with them. I share whatever I have. That's I learned from the cartoon when I was a child. It was a lovely message, a lovely thing to do, helping others and make others happy. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you. It sounds like a really good cartoon. I have to look for it. Thank you. Who would like to be next?
Eunice. Okay, number 7.
Thank you, Nis. Were you shy as a child or probably bossy? Oh, how can you describe yourself as a child?
Fellow Toastmaster and good evening, everyone. So today the question is how I view myself when I was a child, right?
Yes, how you see yourself, how was yourself when you were a child? Shy or probably adventurous?
Okay, when I was a child, I just shared with my friend. I recall that when I was a child, I was a little bit aggressive. So I can remember once when I think I think it's around 5 years old or 4 years old. There was once my mom was telling me off because maybe I did something wrong, which I can't remember. And then I was not happy with her because I don't like her scolding me. So immediately I go and pack my things, I pack my stuff, and then inside the 2 plastic bag. That's when I left my house and I'm trying to leave the house. And yeah, I was trying to make my family worry about me and then carry the 2 plastic bag. And then I was thinking where I can go, right? And actually I was trying to go and to look for my sister who was in the school at the time. So I view myself, I think I was a little bit aggressive, but I think I have changed a lot after I grown up. And because facing all the challenges in the world, I can't remain as who I was when I was young. So yeah, today I become more sensible and more empathy to everybody around me. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Nelly. Thank you for sharing with us how you were when you were a child. Thank you. Next, who would like to be next?
Owen.
Who is? I don't see it.
Owen.
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 Where is Owen? I cannot
That
see.
boy
Oh, there
smiling.
you.
That boy
Yeah.
in black shirt smiling.
Owen, can you choose a number between 1 to 24 except 7?
Number 1.
Number 1. Who was your best childhood friend? Tell us about him or her.
This is gonna sound really bad, but I can't remember any of my childhood friends. I really cannot remember any of my. When I think of childhood, I think of kindergarten, right? 5 years old to 6 years old, 4 to 6 years old, which is what my niece is currently right now. She's in K2, which is 6 years old in school, and she always talks about this little boy called Timothy, and she always talk about how, oh, today Timothy and I do this, tomorrow Timothy and I are going to do this. When I grow up, I'm going to marry Timothy. But as I try to recall my childhood, I cannot think of any of those things. So if I were to say someone who, from my school, if I were to name someone from the school who I am still in contact today, I would say that guy is called Thomas Chen, who is in the audience right now. Thomas and I met in university, but at that time we were not very close. We actually got closer through Toastmasters after we left university. And it was because of Toastmasters we reconnected and we talked. And even though we were not close at that time, somehow we could talk as if we were best of friends. In fact, just 2 days ago or 3 days ago, we were talking about some issue I had. And because WhatsApp suddenly went down, Thomas called me in the middle of the night at 1 a.m. when my lights were turned off and I was going to sleep already. Thomas called me and I happily took out this phone and talked to him. And Thomas and I talked as if we were long lost buddies, even though we hardly we haven't been really talking that much. I mean, but every time we continue our conversation, we pick up from where we just left off. So Thomas, even though you sabotaged me to give this table topic, I would like to thank you for being a friend that has always been there for me and helped me with this Toastmaster journey. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Owen. Thank you
I
so
would like
much.
to ask Thomas to give the next speech.
I read something that you had fans instead of friends. So you're famous, huh?
Maybe last table topic speaker, please, due to time constraint.
Sorry,
Jackson would like to
Joey.
attend.
When
Sorry?
Jackson, we have to Jackson and Uncle Grandpa Tomato.
Okay, so
Sorry,
the last
yeah.
two, please. Thank you.
Can you please, Jackson, can you please choose from 2 to 24 except 7? 2. Describe one of your earliest childhood memories. How old were you? What did you recall?
Unremitting. It's a flood of memories, pictures, episodes from my childhood. My childhood memories are totally destroyed by my childhood. Let me explain. We are not from a well-off family. So my father used to work overseas. many times the family allowances are not remitted, unremitted, and unremitting so, unremittingly so, unremitted. We don't get the money, so it was tough. But I think I'm born happy. But childhood made me morose because the family pressures made me realize that life's not easy. But when you are young, because you have no terms of reference, you are basically happy in your own world. So if I recall my childhood, the only saving grace is that I don't have much hair even then. So please don't accuse me of balding. Huh? It's heredity. But it's not the hair, it's you just have so much fun. You explore. I went to all the commonplace schools, meaning to say very Singaporean. So we have Malays, Chinese, Indians, others, Jewish, all kinds. So I practically grew up believing in the year of my birth, it was also the year of Singapore's independence. So I never realized my outlook is very Singaporean until I spent decades working in China. As much as I love my culture and my work and the people, I knew I'm different. And every time I'm back, it's not just the food. I'm not a crazy foodie, but I love the fact that this is our place. We are open, we experience all kinds, and this is replicated in Toastmasters. We've got all kinds of characters, of which I believe I'm one. But more important, it is not so much like somebody says the breadth or depth. It is the character of the people you meet that you hope beyond Toastmasters, you form lifelong friendships. So that's all I have to say for tonight. And I'm so glad to see old friends. And thank you for allowing me to share. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Jackson. Thank you so much. Who is next? I heard somebody else. Who? Tom?
Grandpa. Tom.
Okay, Tom, can you please choose from 3 to 24 except 7?
Jen, choose the number.
10?
Jen, evaluator Jen will choose the number for me.
Choose lah.
Okay.
You just choose your own number. Come on, it's just a number.
Can I
choose
choose
for
for
me?
you?
Yeah,
We're
Jason,
wasting
choose
time.
I'd like to choose
Don't
number 5
waste
for you.
time lah, just put a number lah.
69, 69.
Oh my God, 69. We don't have 69.
Don't waste time, Thomas. Gerald.
Choose
Jason,
a
Jason,
tomato for him.
Jason is number 5, right? Thank you.
Correct.
5.
Okay.
Describe the most unusual or memorable place you have lived.
Yeah, living in Myanmar for at least a month, doing business there. That was the most fun place. Exploring the different food culture, especially finding tomatoes in some of the dishes. Tea leaf salad. Climbing up the Mandalay Hill Pagoda. Yeah, there's one of the nice few places there. Most memorable trips. And even going into Pin On Lin, that is a mountain in Myanmar itself. Venturing into different part of Myanmar, even traveling into the rural villages just to do a fundraiser, speaking their languages, maybe even considering eating the breakfast dish like 7 days a week. Yeah. So when you miss the food, you really miss it. But anyway, I'm going to get it soon in my birthday month anyway, because someone is requesting me to dine out in Singapore in Little Myanmar. So life is just like that. And of course, the most unusual dishes do get freaky, but when you taste it, it's normal. So just like how unique different countries is known for the tilapia, which is very unique out of Myanmar. And even then, I'm sure the holidays are just around the corner for them because they're going to have another long weekend in 2 weeks' time. And this goes to different countries, especially when you want to see tomatoes being thrown at Eliza, I don't know, or even giving her potatoes to Jen. Because when I speak sometimes, you just discover lots of interesting unkept stories hidden in every place where we travel across the globe. And sometimes we wonder whether Jason is looking for the tomato or the potato.
I'm looking for durian.
Yeah. And over to you, Karina. Merry
Thank you
Christmas and
so much.
happy Deepavali.
Thank you so much, Tom. Thank you. And this is the end for Table Topics today. Thank you for having me here once again. And I will come back, I promise. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmasters Karina, for her exciting, witty questions. Wow, well done. Wow, there, everyone. Thanks to her. We have enjoyed this session very much. Now, can the timer please tell us the time?
Thank you very much. I just make it fast. Yusuf is 1 minute and 54, Eunice 1 minute and 30, Owen 1 minute and 59, Jackson just hit the time 2 and 30, Tom 2 minutes and 10. So everyone is qualified. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know whether our Zoom master ready or not. Ready? Okay.
Do you see the poll?
Yes.
Yes, we can see.
We have 8 more seconds. Come on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding.
Ding. Thank you very much for your thunder finger pulling. Now, it's the time for our language evaluator. Our language evaluator claimed that he is a glutton. He can never have enough of excellent rhetorical devices, grammar, and language usage. He thanks you for helping him indulge. To show you how grateful he is, please welcome distinguished Toastmaster John C.
Thank you, Joey. I'm a glutton. So tonight, I share with you how much I ate to my fill. Good evening, President, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen. A good speech is one with a clear message and smoothly delivered. A better speech is one with a clear message, smoothly delivered, touches the heart and connects the mind. The best speech is one with a clear message, smoothly delivered, touches the heart, connects the mind, and tickles the funny bones. And I'm still wondering, where are our funny bones? Can anyone tell me? It was Brian Herbert who said, "The capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. The willingness to learn is a choice." And this evening, all of you have a choice, whether you want to learn or not. Jeffrey said, "Kids sprout before your eyes." You just imagine sprouting like a bean sprouting to be that little plant that we eat. And that is called the bean sprout. So when kids sprout, it's like one step at a time. And it was a very picturesque description. Karina said, "Growing up is fabulous." It's a great adjective. I will use it for my next word of the evening. Chowi said, "Charming, beloved." Another two great adjectives, charming, beloved. And President Jason said, "Let us keep growing. Let us keep remembering. Let us keep renewing ourselves." So anaphora, let us keep, let us keep, let us keep. You repeat a phrase in the beginning of the sentence. Is a good rhetorical device. It drums in the message and it's called anaphora. And Chad, the early bird gets the worm, is a beautiful idiom, Chad. Beautiful phrase that Chad used, crippling doubt. I felt trapped. I felt like a failure. Anaphora, I felt. We can't when we can. That's beautiful alliteration. Can't, can. Tremendous impact is vivifying. It struck me hard. It's the way he delivered this beautiful phrase. It struck me hard. It's his delivery skills. My confidence was stripped away. Very picturesque. Just imagine you are so confident, but it was stripped away from you. Stuck like a traffic jam. It's a beautiful analogy. Horrendous drug abuse problem. It's drug abuse and it's horrendous. Wonderful description. Felony sticks with you forever. I thought at first it was a hyperbole, but no, it's a truism because in US, felony actually sticks with you forever. And Chad, tonight you taught me that because when I checked it up, it's a fact. So thank you. See you as a beacon. I love this the best. The description of you being a beacon. Chad, we were trapped. We were trapped in your mesmerizing revulsions. Thank you. Jeffrey, impromptu dentistry session. Beautiful humor. But it is American humor. Singaporeans don't get it. So it's okay. I got it. Your pacing is perfect, Jeffrey. Your diction is delectable, Jeffrey. Your message was crystal clear, Jeffrey. And you use precise, exact, and logical. Let's try it. You want to describe something? Use it 3 times or 3 words. Try it. That kid said, very large, very hard, very bitter. The word very is repeated 3 times. Anaphora and try it. 2-in-1 rhetorical device. And you say optimal outcome. Beautiful phrase. Fantasy land. So an optimal outcome is a fantasy land. That's how you describe it to be. I love that description. Reality is always disappointing. Not always, but most of the time. Thank you, Kid. Then we have the word of the day. We have Chowi, who is the queen of the word of the day. As the Toastmaster of the evening, she used it 5 times, Chowi. Thank you. Chad started out with unremitting obstacles. Terence, 2 times. Kid, unremitting in learning how to cook, 1 time. And Jackson, unremitting and unremittingly, 2 times. For those of you who I missed, sorry. These are the people I heard using the word of the day. At this juncture, I'd like to introduce an educational segment, which I call My Microscopic Minute. This evening, we will focus on this word. I'd like to share with you this word, and you tell me how you can pronounce this word, okay? Tell me how is this word pronounced.
Itinerary.
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 Anybody else?
Itinerary.
Anybody else? I heard 2 ways of pronouncing this word. The British will say itinerary. The American will pronounce it as itinerary. Both are acceptable. So if you are using the British pronunciation, it's itinerary. If you are using the American pronunciation, it's the itinerary. So both are acceptable. So when you pronounce those words in those 2 ways, it is correct. I have a message for our speakers and our evaluators by Kung Fu Master Bruce Lee, who said, be happy, but never satisfied. Terence said, Terence, I'm going to be sweet with you this evening. I'm not going to be angry. I'm not going to be bad. You said a big slab of bitter concrete. That is your phrase, not Tat Kid's phrase. So if you want to evaluate Tat Kid's speech, you evaluate in the way Tat Kid would do it, not Terence would do it. You say breadth and depth of it. I love it. So we need to go deep. We need to go wide in order to influence our audiences well. Owen said, I appreciate your frankness, Owen, when you said you cannot remember your childhood memory where there was somebody that you love most. And you talk about your long lost buddies. LL, long lost buddies, alliteration. Jackson said, my childhood memories were totally destroyed by my childhood. Beautiful play of words, childhood, childhood. In giving my recommendations, please remember this. Smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. Leo Buscaglia said, change is the end result of all true learning. We start with TH. Tonight, I heard somebody say, udder, udder. Udder is the cow's nene, you know. When you press the udder, milk will be coming out. So we don't say udder, udder. We say other, other, the TH sound. When you say third, it's actually shit. So don't say third when you mean third, the TH sound again. The number is 3. Singaporeans like to say tree, tree, tree. Tree is the one with a lot of branches and leaves. So please remember, don't make these simple but common mistakes. It's not 30 seconds, it's 30 seconds. It's think on your feet rather than ting on your feet. Ting is the sound that the bell makes. So it's not ting on your feet, but think on your feet. The TH, please. Pronunciation. I heard it pronounced as participate. Participate is participate. It's a paid sound, not a pad sound. It's not program shit. It's very dirty. So it's program sheet, a longer E sound, not a program shit. It becomes a dirty piece of paper. It's not speaker, it's speaker, a little bit longer. Not speaker, but speaker. It's pronounced as hereditary, hereditary, rather than hereditary, hereditary. The plural form, appointments, holder. It's appointment holders. We are referring to many holders rather than the appointment. So there are many appointment holders rather than appointments holder. The noun and the verb is project evaluator rather than project evaluator. You project your voice, but it's a project evaluator. I heard it as one single-handed. I think it should be one single-handedly. The li should be there. Our today's program is simply Singlish. Our program for today would be better. A bit awkward. Whether it's a big awkward, it's a lot awkward, it's still awkward. So I would not even say your preparation, your speech delivery is awkward, or you make me feel awkward. To make me feel better, I would suggest that you do this, this, and this. So if you say awkward, I don't feel good at all. It was Dennis Kammer who said, if you can visualize it, you can actualize it. My dear fellow Toastmasters and friends, the edified will understand that failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a part of success. In conclusion, I'd like to share with you this beautiful quote by this fantastic gentleman. And he is someone that all of us would know. Can somebody help me to read this quotation from Michael Jordan? Anybody, please? Can I invite Jackson to help me read? Jackson, please.
My pleasure, sir. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 400 games. 36 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed. Michael Jordan.
Thank you, Jackson. Wonderfully read. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. God bless. I love you. Good night.
A round of applause to our John C. We have gained so much, good and not so good highlighted, so that we can learn and be a better.
People help me decide. Shall we call him Sir John or Saint John?
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster John C. for his unremitting professional, skillful language, valuable tips report. After listening to his report, a takeaway: failure is part of success. Thank you so much. Next, our most important person in meeting, our counter. She's part of Astro Toastmasters at Ratin Mas, Toa Payoh South Toastmaster Club, and a South County presenter. She joined Toastmasters to conquer the fear of public speaking. Hope to wonder about soon. Let's put our hands together for her report. She was immediate past District 80 Division D Director, and currently she is the District PR Manager. Thank you very much. Let's welcome distinguished Toastmaster Lee Shan Shan.
Thank you, Toastmasters of today, shall we? All right, please allow me to share screen. Give me a moment. Let me pull out the report. And is everybody able to see the report? All right, as you can see, most of the usual words is so. Now, some of the repeated words and then is also very common. If you look at this, Eunice has in one table topic and then 4 times in that speech. Chloe also has one. Owen and your 3 times. Jackson once, so combined together. Well, just ladies and gentlemen, do note about the pause fillers. It will take a lot of time to read out, so ladies and gentlemen, do note your pause fillers. It's all in the screen here. I'll submit the report to the club president later. But do note, if you're really need to pause, just pause. The audience will think that you are leading them to something, or the audience will think that, ooh, there is a thriller coming. So audience, pause. And they think, aha, something is coming. This is one way to not to have a lot of pause fillers. Just pause in the middle of a speech. And with that, back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for our distinguished Toastmaster Shan Shan for her detailed report. President, are we ready to show the PowerPoint?
For the best table topic, is it?
Yes. Are we ready?
Before that, can I present a certificate of appreciation to John C. as well? Because he gave us a lot of unremitting feedbacks and evaluations tonight. So I was straining my ears to what he had said, and I managed to note down a few of keywords that he has given to us. Thank you. I'd like to share my screen. Give me a minute. Can somebody help to take a picture together with John C?
Okay.
Give me a minute. Let me enlarge. One. Wait, give me a minute first. Okay, all right. John, put on your biggest smile. Thank you. Together with the certificate of appreciation.
3, 2, 1, smile, bright smile. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank
you once
you.
again, John C., for your fruitful evaluations tonight.
My appreciation. Thank you, Jason.
Okay, before we end this chapter meeting, I'd like to also let us give a big round of applause to our Toastmaster of the day, Tan Cho Wee. She has energized the chapter meetings tonight. Let's give her a big round of applause.
I just say a few sentences of the words.
Today I was fully unremitting attentions to the workshop by chat, and also unremitting attentions to the language evaluators. And I was giving my full unremittings to this chapter meeting. Okay. It was a very fruitful chapter meetings. And I wish you enjoy the chapter meetings tonight. And you came all the way to Jurong Green, especially people from USA, but 12 hours difference of timing. And right now you should be enjoying your morning sun, a cup of coffees, and with a nice breakfast. And tonight I shall end with.
Sorry, Jason.
Yes.
I think Joey want to say something to
Okay, Joey, please go ahead. Sorry for the stop interrupting you.
I will tell you to do the closing. You really can go to closing.
It's okay because now it's really 9:23.
Yeah, it has been a pleasure serving you as the Toastmaster of this evening, and I hope you all have enjoyed the meeting. Today, themes growing up is to take courage to grow up and become who you really are. be patient, be confident, as what our special speaker said. Toastmasters chat events had advised us not to push, but move forward and undeterred. Don't be trapped, release yourself. Thank you everyone for your time spending with our club. And I know Jason has done the closing. Thank you very much. Any more things to share, Jason?
Yes. I'd like to share the best table topic for tonight. Before I forgot, thanks to Owen. Okay, let me share my screen once again.
Quick attempts at drum roll while we wait.
The best table topic for tonight goes to
I saw the name already.
sorry. Is other than Jackson Chua. Let's give him a round of big applause as well.
I've not won one for a long time. Thank
And
you,
somebody
Jurong.
take- Yeah.
Thank you.
Take picture,
Yeah,
take
you see you here.
I also want to thank John is the one who invited me that he's here. So actually, I'm a fan of John. I'm very glad to be here and to see old friends like Owen, Jason, Eliza, Shanshan, Bridget. All the best, Jurong Green Barnes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackson.
Wow, wow, thanks.
It's very happy, right, to receive a certificate after
No,
long
very
time.
rare. Very rare. Thank you.
Yeah, because after become a leader, nobody want to give you certificate. You need
No,
to serve.
I'm not very good in winning votes. The last time I recall.
But every time you are always the winner, Jackson. You're a very good speaker.
Jackson,
Very
Jackson,
witty, very witty.
Jackson, you know something, as you get older, right, your hair grows longer and more.
Jackson usually the one who signed the certificate. So different now.
Okay, it's okay. I want to say one last thing. Okay, while you work, whether from home or you don't work or you're looking for work, and then you shop, because either way you need to shop. Christmas is around the corner. So together it's called workshop, and you're gonna be blown away by a workshop coming. This is just a teaser, and I hope you all continue to enjoy bringing variety, breathing life, breadth and depth, and also height and length, length to everything you do in Toastmasters. Enjoy and don't overdo it. There's a life outside our Zoom. So all in all, I'm so happy for all of you are well and alive and look very healthy through the screen to me. So thank you for having me. And thank you, John, for triggering me. I seldom attend chapter meetings these days. Yeah, thanks. I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, great to see all of you. Okay, once again, good night, everyone. Hope you enjoy the chapter meetings at Jurong Green English Toastmasters Club. Good night, everyone.
Thank you very much, Chad. I see you.
Sorry, before I end, I also have one announcement. Our next chapter meeting is on the 22nd of October, and we had invited our Thomas Chen for the next workshop. Thomas, would you like to say something about your workshop?
I will come for Thomas Chen because I enjoy the Thomas Chen show.
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
I'm Owen's friend.
Romance,
Would you like to promote your,
The romance is strong.
Would you like to promote your
Oh my
workshop, Thomas?
Romantic,
Going to get married. Oh my God.
What?
Nothing.